The wind howled across the endless white landscape, a merciless symphony of ice and isolation. Jay Park stood at the observation window of the underground settlement, his breath creating a small fog against the thick reinforced glass. Outside, nothing moved except the swirling snow and occasional ice fragments dancing in the harsh wind. Beneath the kilometers of frozen earth, humanity had carved out its last refuge. The settlement stretched like a complex network of tunnels and chambers, a hidden world that hummed with quiet determination. Thermal generators pulsed steadily, creating warm pockets of life in the midst of a planetary deep freeze. Yuna Kim approached Jay, her thermal suit reflecting the soft blue lights of the central monitoring station. Her fingers moved quickly across the holographic displays, tracking the settlement's critical systems. They had been working together for years, a partnership forged through survival and shared hope. "The external sensors are picking up something," Yuna said, her voice calm but with an edge of tension. The large screen before them flickered, showing a distant heat signature moving through the upper atmospheric layers. It wasn't natural. Something was approaching Earth. Jay understood immediately. After decades of isolation, something was coming. The alien research vessel they had detected weeks ago was now entering the planet's orbit. Generations of humans had survived by being cautious, by being prepared. This moment would be no different. The settlement housed nearly 10,000 survivors, the last remnant of human civilization that had endured the catastrophic climate collapse. They had adapted, creating entire ecosystems underground, developing technologies that allowed them to recycle every single resource, to generate power from the smallest temperature differences, to grow food in controlled environments that mimicked lost ecosystems. Children born in this underground world knew nothing of the surface except through historical recordings and the stories of their elders. They had learned survival not as a choice but as a fundamental way of life. Education focused on adaptation, on problem solving, on collective survival. Yuna's instruments began to track the alien vessel more precisely. Its technological signature was unlike anything they had seen before. Massive, complex, with energy readings that suggested capabilities far beyond human technology of the past. But the humans were not afraid. They were curious, cautious, and prepared. Jay activated the settlement's communication protocols. A series of encrypted signals began broadcasting, not a plea for help, but a careful, measured communication. They would control this first contact. They would not appear weak or desperate. The thermal generators hummed louder as if the entire settlement was taking a collective breath. Backup systems initialized. Defensive mechanisms engaged. Years of preparation had taught them that survival meant being ready for anything. In the central training hall, young technicians and engineers reviewed emergency protocols. Their faces showed no fear, only focused determination. They had been raised on stories of human resilience, of how their ancestors had survived when everything seemed lost. Yuna's hand touched a specific control panel, revealing a complex network of underground defense systems, quantum-shielded communication arrays, thermal camouflage technologies, energy redirection mechanisms, all silent, all waiting. The aliens would not find an easy target. Outside, the alien vessel began its descent. Massive and sleek, it moved through the atmospheric layers with a grace that suggested technologies beyond current human understanding. But technologies could be studied, could be understood, could be adapted. Jay looked at Yuna. No words were needed. They had survived an ice age that had killed billions. They had rebuilt civilization from almost nothing. Whatever was coming, they would face it together. The first probe touched the icy surface. Sensors extended, scanning the seemingly dead landscape. But beneath the ice, life pulsed. Humanity waited, watched, and prepared to show the universe that they were far from extinct. In that moment, suspended between discovery and confrontation, hope burned as brightly as their thermal generators, steady, resilient, unbreakable. The alien probe burrowed through layers of ice, its advanced sensors scanning the frozen landscape. At first, nothing seemed unusual, just endless white stretches and geological formations typical of a dead planet. Then, something unexpected happened. A faint signal flickered across its communication array. Not random noise, but a structured transmission. Precise. Deliberate. Alive. Commander Noral watched the initial data stream with growing confusion. The probe's readings didn't match any previous planetary exploration scenarios. Heat signatures emerged from deep underground, complex, organized, showing signs of systematic energy distribution that suggested intelligent design. Inside the underground settlement, Yuna Kim monitored the external interaction. Her fingers danced across holographic interfaces, tracking every microscopic change in the alien probe's movements. She had designed these communication protocols specifically for unexpected encounters. The probe descended deeper, passing through layers of ice that should have been lifeless. Instead, it discovered intricate tunnel networks, carefully engineered thermal passages, and signs of sustained human habitation. Quantum encrypted signals began exchanging between the alien technology and the hidden human systems. J. Park stood beside Yuna, watching the interactions unfold. Their settlement had spent decades preparing for potential external contact. Every system was designed with multiple layers of protection, every communication carefully calculated to reveal just enough without showing vulnerability. "They're scanning our perimeter," Yuna whispered, her eyes reflecting the complex data streams. "But they don't understand what they're seeing." The alien vessel's initial reports would be shocking. Humanity wasn't extinct. Humanity had survived. Not just survived, but had created an entire civilization beneath the ice. The probe's sensors detected advanced recycling systems, complex agricultural networks growing in controlled environments, power generation methods that used minimal external resources. Each discovery challenged the aliens' previous assumptions about planetary survival. Young technicians in the monitoring stations remained calm. They had trained for this moment their entire lives. No panic, no excitement, just professional, calculated responses. Their education had prepared them for unexpected scenarios, teaching adaptability as the most crucial human skill. Jay recognized the alien technology's approach. They were methodical, treating the discovery like a scientific experiment. Each layer of ice revealed more complexity, more evidence of human resilience. The communication became more intricate. The alien probe began sending more detailed scans, trying to understand the mysterious signals and heat signatures. Yuna's carefully designed communication algorithms began translating, creating a bridge between two completely different technological systems. Underground, entire sections of the settlement adjusted. Thermal camouflage systems activated, creating subtle energy signatures that would both reveal and protect their existence. It was a delicate dance of disclosure and protection. Children in educational zones continued their daily routines, unaware of the massive historical moment unfolding. Their world had always been about survival, about adapting, about seeing challenges as opportunities. Commander Noral's initial report would shock the entire alien research team. A planet believed to be dead was actually harboring a sophisticated, human civilization. The probe's data suggested not just survival, but a remarkable level of technological innovation. The first direct communication came unexpectedly. A simple, clear message transmitted through the probe systems. "We are here. We are ready." No desperation, no fear. Just a statement of existence. Yuna looked at Jay, a slight smile crossing her face. They had prepared for this moment for generations. Humanity's greatest strength had always been its ability to adapt, to survive, to transform seemingly impossible situations into opportunities. The alien probe continued its descent, each moment revealing more about the hidden world beneath the ice. Humanity waited, watched, and prepared to introduce themselves to a universe that had long considered them extinct. In the quiet hum of underground generators and the soft glow of technological interfaces, a new chapter of human history was about to begin. Survival was no longer enough. Now, it was time to thrive. The first direct communication came through a carefully constructed quantum channel. Commander Noral watched as the alien translation systems struggled to process the human response. It wasn't a desperate plea or a call for help. Instead, it was a calm, calculated invitation to dialogue. J. Park stood in the central communication chamber, his fingers hovering over complex interface systems. Beside him, Yuna Kim prepared the translation algorithms that would bridge the massive technological gap between humans and the alien civilization. "We are prepared to discuss potential interaction," the human transmission read. Simple, direct, completely unexpected. The alien research team had anticipated finding remnants, perhaps a few desperate survivors clinging to life. Instead, they discovered a sophisticated underground civilization that showed no signs of weakness. Every transmission revealed layers of technological complexity that challenged everything the aliens understood about planetary survival. Yuna's communication system began translating cultural and technological information. Not a complete download, but carefully selected insights that would demonstrate human capability without revealing all their secrets. Each word was a strategic move in a complex, diplomatic chess game. The settlement buzzed with controlled excitement. Years of preparation had taught them that first contact was a delicate process. Young technicians monitored every system, ready to respond to any potential threat. Their training emphasized adaptability, quick thinking, and collective response. Commander Noral's initial reports to his home civilization would be revolutionary. Humanity wasn't just surviving. They had transformed survival into an art form. Underground agricultural systems showed remarkable efficiency. Energy generation methods were so advanced they seemed almost magical. The alien probe began transmitting more detailed scans. Each layer of data revealed more about the human settlement. Intricate tunnel networks stretched for kilometers with carefully designed ecological systems that recycled every possible resource. Water, air, energy. Nothing was wasted. Jay understood the importance of this moment. This wasn't just a conversation between two species. This was a demonstration of human potential. Every transmission was carefully crafted to show strength, intelligence, and resilience. "We have survived an ice age," one transmission read. "We are prepared to discuss our future." The alien team found themselves in an unprecedented situation. Typically, they encountered either completely extinct civilizations or primitive societies struggling to survive. Humans were different. They had created an entire civilization in the most challenging conditions imaginable. Communication continued, a careful dance of information exchange. The humans revealed just enough to demonstrate their capabilities without showing vulnerability. Advanced recycling technologies, quantum communication systems, thermal generation methods. Each revelation was a testament to human innovation. Children in the settlement continued their daily routines. Education had always emphasized adaptability, problem-solving, and collective survival. They watched the adults' interactions with calm curiosity, understanding that this was another challenge to be managed. The alien research team began to realize something profound. Humanity wasn't just a species that had survived. They were a species that had transformed survival into an art form. Every challenge had been met with innovation. Every obstacle turned into an opportunity. Yuna's communication algorithms worked perfectly, creating a bridge between two completely different technological and cultural systems. Each transmission was a carefully constructed message that showed human complexity. Commander Noral felt something he had never experienced before, a sense of genuine respect for another species. Humans weren't asking for help. They were offering a potential partnership. The first substantive contact continued, a delicate dance of information, technology, and potential mutual understanding. Humanity had waited generations for this moment. They would not waste it. In the quiet hum of underground generators and the soft glow of quantum communication systems, two civilizations began to understand each other. The universe was about to learn that humanity was far from extinct. They were just getting started. The revelation came slowly, like ice melting under careful heat. Commander Noral's research team discovered something that challenged everything they knew about survival and civilization. Humans had not just survived the Ice Age, they had mastered it. The alien technological analysis showed unprecedented adaptation strategies. Underground agricultural systems produced food with 300% more efficiency than traditional farming methods. Water recycling technologies transformed moisture with near-perfect precision. Energy generation systems pulled power from temperature differences so small they were almost immeasurable. J. Park watched the alien researchers' reactions with quiet satisfaction. Each data point they shared was a carefully selected demonstration of human capability, not a boast, not a challenge, simply a statement of existence. Yuna Kim monitored the communication channels, her fingers moving across complex holographic interfaces. She understood this was more than a scientific exchange. This was humanity's opportunity to redefine its place in the galactic understanding. The children of the underground settlement continued their education, unaware of the historical moment unfolding. Their learning systems integrated survival skills, technological innovation, and collective problem-solving. Every child understood that adaptation was not just a skill, it was a way of life. Commander Noral's initial reports to his civilization would be revolutionary. Humans had created entire ecosystems underground. They had developed quantum communication systems that could transmit complex information through layers of ice. Their medical technologies had adapted to extreme conditions, creating biological modifications that allowed survival in environments that would kill most species. One remarkable discovery shocked the alien researchers: human genetic adaptations. Generations of living underground had slowly modified human physiology, improved oxygen absorption, enhanced thermal regulation, increased bone density, subtle changes that represented thousands of years of survival strategy. The technological exchanges became more complex. Humans didn't just share information, they offered potential collaborative solutions. Their approach wasn't about receiving help, it was about mutual advancement. Jay understood the strategic importance of this moment. Each transmission was a carefully constructed message. We are not victims, we are innovators. The alien research team began to see humanity differently. These weren't survivors. These were architects of survival. Every challenge had been met with innovation, every obstacle transformed into an opportunity for growth. Yuna's communication algorithms revealed layers of human complexity. Their social structures had transformed during the Ice Age. Collective decision-making, resource sharing, and technological innovation were not just strategies. They were fundamental cultural principles. The underground settlement showed remarkable psychological resilience. No signs of trauma, no indications of collective depression. Instead, they showed curiosity, adaptability, and a forward-looking perspective that surprised the alien researchers. Medical scans revealed something even more remarkable. The human population showed extremely low stress levels. Their psychological adaptation mechanisms had evolved to transform challenges into opportunities. Survival wasn't just a physical process, it was a mental strategy. Commander Noral realized they were witnessing something unprecedented. A civilization that hadn't just survived an extinction-level event, a civilization that had used that event as a catalyst for evolution. The children's education systems fascinated the alien researchers. Learning was integrated with survival skills. Technology, ecology, problem-solving, and collective thinking were taught as interconnected disciplines. Every child was prepared to be an innovator, a survivor, a solution creator. Technological exchanges became more frequent. Humans offered insights into extreme environment adaptation that challenged existing galactic scientific understanding. The aliens brought advanced technological concepts. The exchange became a genuine collaboration. Jay and Yuna watched the interactions with calm professionalism. This was the moment generations had prepared for. Not a rescue, not a discovery, a partnership. The revelations continued, each data point showing more of humanity's remarkable journey. They had not just survived the Ice Age, they had transformed it into an opportunity for growth, innovation, and collective advancement. In the quiet hum of quantum communication systems and the soft glow of underground technological interfaces, two civilizations began to understand each other. Humanity was ready to show the universe its true potential. The first joint human-alien reconstruction project began with careful planning. Earth, once a frozen wasteland, would slowly return to life. Commander Noral's research team brought advanced terraforming technologies, while human engineers provided the adaptive strategies that would make recovery possible. J. Park stood at the primary observation point, watching the first atmospheric modification systems activate. Massive orbital platforms began their delicate work of warming the planet's surface, guided by human-designed environmental protocols that ensured minimal ecological disruption. Yuna Kim coordinated the technological integration. Their survival, underground, had taught them patience, precision, and the importance of careful planning. This wasn't just about rebuilding a planet. This was about creating a new future for humanity. The alien civilization recognized something extraordinary in human potential. They weren't dealing with a species that needed rescue. They were partnering with innovators who had survived the most extreme conditions imaginable. Beneath the slowly warming surface, the underground settlements began preparing for a gradual return to the surface. Generations had lived underground, and the transition would be careful and methodical. Every child was trained in surface adaptation techniques, environmental management, and ecological restoration. Communication channels between humans and the alien civilization became increasingly complex. It wasn't a one-sided exchange. Both species were learning, growing, understanding each other's unique capabilities. The first surface habitation zones emerged like carefully planned ecosystems. Modified plant species developed during underground survival now began transforming the frozen landscape. Each plant was a testament to human genetic engineering and adaptive technologies. Commander Noral's reports highlighted the unprecedented nature of the recovery. Most planetary restoration projects took centuries. Humans were completing similar work in decades using innovative strategies that challenged existing scientific understanding. Children born in the underground settlements began their first surface training. They approached the new environment with the same calm curiosity they had shown in their underground world. Learning was an adventure, a challenge to be solved. Technological exchanges revealed deeper connections. Human adaptive technologies proved valuable far beyond Earth's reconstruction. Other planetary restoration projects began adopting strategies developed during humanity's underground survival. Jay understood the significance of this moment. They weren't just rebuilding a planet. They were redefining humanity's place in the galactic community. No longer seen as a vulnerable species, but as innovative partners capable of extraordinary adaptation. Yuna's communication systems continued to bridge cultural and technological gaps. Each transmission showed the depth of human potential. Their survival wasn't just about physical endurance. It was about collective intelligence, innovation, and hope. The alien research team began incorporating human philosophical approaches into their own scientific methodologies. Humanity's ability to transform challenges into opportunities became a subject of intense study and admiration. Surface reconstruction became a collaborative art form. Ecological systems, technological, infrastructure, and human adaptation merged into a complex living strategy. Each kilometer of restored landscape told a story of survival and innovation. Children learned about their history, not as a tale of suffering, but as a narrative of human potential. The Ice Age was no longer seen as a catastrophe, but as a transformative moment that had made their civilization stronger. Commander Noral realized they were witnessing something remarkable. Humanity wasn't just recovering. They were creating a new model of planetary civilization. Adaptive, innovative, collectively intelligent. The first surface cities began to emerge, not massive structures, but carefully designed ecological habitats that integrated technology, human living spaces, and environmental restoration. Each building, each system showed the lessons learned during underground survival. Jay and Yuna watched the transformation with a sense of quiet pride. Generations of preparation, of survival, of collective innovation had led to this moment. They weren't just rebuilding Earth, they were creating a new future. As the first warm winds began to break through the remaining ice layers, humanity looked up. The sky was no longer a frozen barrier, but a promise of possibility. They had survived the most extreme conditions. Now they would thrive. The universe was about to learn that humanity's greatest strength was never about individual survival. It was about collective transformation.